Well, welcome to day 4. I hadn't really planned on there being a day 4, but I had some issues on day 3 and not as much got done as I wanted to, so yeah, it's day 4. So I had gotten one of these printed yesterday, finally, in the evening. I started the second one of 4 of them at about 8 p.m. and then I got out of bed around, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock, took that one off the bed, started the next one, got out of bed around 5, took that one off the bed, and started this one, and now this one's almost done, and it's 8 a.m. in the morning. That's the last one of these. That's all 4. All there is now is the spool holder and some little pieces. So yeah, I'm just going to do a day 4 and get it done. I mean, why not? Okay, my flashcard filled up while I was bloviating on in that last video. I ran out of this spool of filament. That was a brand new spool of filament. I did all 4 of these top white pieces with it that make the top hood that goes around. If I hadn't printed these 2 aborted ones, would I have had enough to do the spool holder and the small pieces? My guess is probably I would have been able to do all of the pieces on a single spool, but you know what? I goofed a couple up, so I'm doing a black and white motif anyway, so I don't mind doing the spool holder and the rest of those little parts. This is the Jamg high-speed black PLA, although it doesn't seem to be printing at high speed because I probably forgot to tell it to, but that's okay. I just have these last little pieces left, and then I think I will be done my initial adventure with the Adventurer 5M. So there is the spool holder. That printed in 1 hour and 47 minutes, and it was only running about 150 millimeters per second. And again, that is out of the Jamg, I think it's pronounced, I don't know, black high-speed PLA Plus. I've only got one plate of small parts left, and I'm going to then do my best to sum this up. So there we go. Those are the last pieces, the front hinges and the handle, the very last pieces to the enclosure that you can 3D print. Here's all the rest of them here. And I'm going to get those off, and then I'm going to sit down and have some lunch and think about it. And I'm going to be back and tell you what I think of my first 4 days with the Adventurer 5M. And here are the hinges. If you're wondering how the hinges came apart, I'll show you this one. This one hasn't been separated yet, so all I did was this. And then it worked normally, right like that. So very easy to do. So I thought while I was arranging my thoughts and having lunch, I'd print one more thing just because why not? It's fun, and it just is not taking much effort or being very frustrating. And that one thing is, ever since I had my cataract surgery, I need reading glasses for anything inside of arm's reach, and typically sometimes 3 or 4 different strengths of reading glasses. So I've got all these things here, and they're all over the place, and I printed a holder for them a while ago, and I loved it when I first set it up. It was tall and skinny, but of course, you know me, I swing my arms around, and I was constantly knocking it over and sending everything flying. Not that I won't do that with something different, but I was looking around on printables a while back. My first thought was to design my own, but I was looking around on printables a while back, and I found one I kind of liked. It's 2 pieces, so it's going to be 2 prints. I'm going to slice it in the flash print program because I really haven't had a chance to use that much, and I'm going to print it. So let's start it now. Okay, so there we go. It's sending it. This is kind of a carousel type of thing. It's going to take a skate bearing, which I probably have 40 or 50 of them in a maker drawer in one of my boxes floating around. So we're going to print this. This part is supposed to take under 1 hour. I suspect the second part will probably be even faster. And by then I should be ready to yak about the printer. Okay, there's the first part of my glasses stand. Let's get it off of there. Looking good. And let's get the second part started. Okay, second part is starting. I don't know where I read that was going to take an hour, but it actually took 12 minutes. So much for an hour, huh? And there's that. I put my skate bearing in there. It just pushed right in. It fit perfectly. And that fit a little loose. I might, yeah, that fit a little loose in there. I may take that out, put a drop of glue on it, and put it back together. It is now 1 p.m. Is that right? 1 p.m. 12:56 p.m. on my day number 4. And I think I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm not sure how I'm going to divide this video up. It's way too long for one video, so I may do it day by day by day. We'll see. But 3.5 days with the Flashforge Adventurer 5M printer. And here's some of the things I've printed. This is that honeycomb desk organizer that I printed out of the high-speed black PLA. This is the glasses organizer that I just finished. Total time to print this was about an hour and 11 minutes from start to finish. Might not, yeah, an hour and 11 minutes. And then, of course, was the test benchy with their burnt titanium filament, which honestly, not only is this the fastest benchy I ever printed, it's also the nicest looking benchy I've ever printed. And then I printed that little mesh basket, and you can see how beautiful those mesh areas printed. Absolutely fantastic. And inside are a bunch of the small parts that go to the enclosure, the hinges and the handle and some of the other parts I don't even know what are yet. I printed the spool holder. I printed the 4 guard pieces. No, actually, I'm sorry, 8 guard pieces. These are all out of PLA. These are for the enclosure. Then I printed this piece. PETG. These are made out of just some black PETG I had sitting on a shelf. It was mostly a full roll, and it used almost all of it. And then this piece as well, which I don't even know where it goes yet. And then I printed the 4 tops for the hood, the 4 pieces for the hood. Remember, this is all done in 3.5 days, and that includes getting it out of the box and setting it up. And the 4th piece here. I haven't snapped them together yet because the way it's designed, it looks like if they snap together really tight, it may be a one-way trip. There may be no going back from that. So, with all that being done, I had 2 failures. Well, 3. One failure was the test cube that's built into it would not print. I don't know why. I don't really care why. Then I had 2 failures of one of the top pieces. This one was absolutely my fault, because as it was printing, I wanted to stick this other failure up next to it to show you the difference. I should have paused it. I didn't. It caught in the motor slightly, caused it to miss a couple steps, and that's why it looks all wonky. But this was supposed to be 60% infill, so excuse me, 40, and it looks more like about 90 to me, because this was 25. Anyway, this was absolutely my fault. This might have just been my unfamiliarity with Orca Slicer and my unfamiliarity with how to get the proper version of Orca Slicer, and I still don't know what that is. It appears to me as though Flashforge may have dropped their version of Orca Slicer. I couldn't find the latest, well, it looked to me like the latest version of it. So I went with a beta version of it. It seems to work okay, except for a couple minor problems I had. Their program, FlashPrint, seems to work fine. The Android app, forget what it's called, it works fine. The video camera worked fine. I think the overpowering definition of this printer is going to be easy, fast, and fine. It was stupidly easy to get out of the box and set up. It adjusts itself pretty much. Does a vibration test, does a leveling, has a PID test I didn't even try built into it. It just does everything itself. And it's stupidly fast, and it makes beautiful prints. I mean, when I say it's stupidly fast, it is stupidly fast. Things that would take 12 to 14 hours on my Ender 3 or my D-Tech A10M, are going to print in 2.5 to 3 hours on this printer. It is pretty amazing. So if you're still on an old technology printer, like one of the original Ender 3s or any of the printers back from that era, and you're looking for something new that's fast, that's just plain a better technology and a better printer, I think this is certainly one you're going to have to look at. I haven't looked at all the other printers. I haven't looked at I haven't tested the new Creality K1s or the Bamboos or the Infamec. I would have liked to have tested that one, but or that Kingroom KL1 Pro. Anyway, I settled on this one, and right now I could not be happier with it. And I think if you bought it looking to upgrade to be a first-time printer for you, I think you couldn't go wrong with this printer. And if you bought it as an upgrade to an older technology printer, again, I don't think you can go wrong with it. You'll be seeing a lot more of this printer on my channel. I am going to finish the enclosure, the camera. I'm going to go back to trying the palm filament. I've got PCTG, I've got ASA filament, I've got polycarbonate, I've got nylon. I'm probably going to get some glass filled or carbon fiber filled different filaments to try. But most of that's going to wait till I get the enclosure done. But I'm going to print some other things in the meantime. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope we learned something by bumbling through this together. And keep watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.